Oh yeah, it's back. NFL Kickoff Sunday, keys to the game. Let's go. Hit that intro. And with that, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Fun NFL. Look at subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy. Of course, headliners at the top. We'll get to all the games. Of course, NFL Kickoff Sunday. There's 9 games at 1 o'clock, 4 at 4 o'clock, and of course, Sunday Night Football. We'll get into it. Just a little bit of news. Darren Waller, 3-year, $51 million extension. I think he deserves it. A lot of people are looking for League One. Of course, it's NFL Kickoff Sunday. Probably the biggest day of the year. A lot of good things are going to be happening. Let's get right into the keys to the game. Okay, first game we're talking about today is the Patriots versus the Dolphins. This is really a big game, just it's kind of like for both teams. Of course, it's an AFC divisional battle. Dolphins absolutely clobbered the Patriots here last year. Really big, dominant game. But, of course, coming this year, Dolphins are looking to make the playoffs. They're going to be really good. Patriots are also looking to be good as well. A little underrated, though. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Greg Gumbel, Adam Archuleta, and I think AJ Ross have the call for that one. It's on CBS, though, 1 o'clock. You can stream it on Paramount Plus. Also, it might be on NFL Plus if you have it locally, whatever. Get a ticket if you want to watch every single game, though. But, yeah, this game's at 1 o'clock on CBS. Like I said, Greg Gumbel, Adam Archuleta, and AJ Ross have the call. Let's get right to the starting lineups, most likely. Okay, Mac Jones starting for the Patriots. Brian Hoyer, Bailey Zappi backing him up. Damian Harris from Roger Stevens scores course there. Ty Montgomery is questionable. Pierre Strong Jr. also probably gets some touches. Jacoby Myers is questionable, but if he does play, it'll be really important. Devontae Parker and Nelson Aguilar, of course, going to be those number 1 and number 2 and 3 receivers. Kendrick Bourne didn't really play that well in camp. That's why he's the 4th receiver. Tyquan Thornton, of course, is out on the IR with a collarbone. He might not play this whole season. He might come in sometime. Christian Wilkerson also is on the IR. I don't know for sure. Oh, yeah, concussion. So, he won't play these first 4 games. Hunter Henry, Jonathan Smith, of course, tight ends. Trent Brown, Cole Strange, David Andrews, Mike Onwenu, and Isaiah Wynn all across the offensive line. Andrew Stuber is out. Yanni Kanji, James Ferentz, Chase, it's a little thin. Jason Hines and Justin Heron backing all. They all have the lineup. Dedrick Wise Jr., Devon Gaccio, Lawrence Guy on the defensive line. Sam Roberts, Christian Barmore, DeMarcus Mitchell behind them. Daniel Ubeki is suspended for 2 games. Unfigured. He's just suspended 2 games. But yeah, Christian Barmore will get to come in. And you got Matt Judon and Josh Uche off the edge. Juwan Bentley, Mac Wilson Sr., and then you got Inferni Jenkins, Joanna Devai, and then Raekwon McMillan. Ronnie Perkins is on IR with undisclosed. He'll be out the first 4 games. Jonathan Jones, of course, your slot guy, going to be there. Marcus Jones is going to get some snaps. Of course, he was over on 2022 third-round pick out of Houston. Probably want to watch that guy. And then you got T.O. Mills, of course, Miles Bryant as well. Sean Wade might get playing time. Kyle Duggar, Devin McCourty, Jabril Peppers, Adrian Phillips, all going to get playing time, obviously. Nick Folk, Jake Bailey, your teamers. Tom Montgomery is the return man, and Joe Cardella, Jonah is your long snapper. That's Patriots starting lineup projected for Week 1. Okay, for the Dolphins, they got 2, of course, starting Teddy Bridgewater and Skylar Thompson behind him. Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, Myles Gaskin, and Salvin Ahmed all behind him. All those guys probably get carries. Maybe not Salvin Ahmed. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson Jr., all the receivers. Trent Sherfield actually making some targets, too. Mike Gesicki, of course, number 1 tight end. Jerome Smith always behind him. John Lovett, though, the backup fullback is undisclosed, is on IR. He'll be out the first 4 games. Allegheny, of course, the fullback. Probably actually use him. Tron Armstead is Liam Eichenberg, Connor Williams, Robert Hunt, Austin Jackson, all going to be on that offensive line. Greg Little, Robert Jones, Michael Dieter, the backups. Christian Wilkins, Raekwon Davis, and Emmanuel Agba, of course, that defensive line with Zach Seiler and John Jenkins backing them up. Melvin Ingram and Joe Phillips off the edge with Trey Flowers and Andrew Van Ginkel, who is questionable, and same with Raekwon Davis. Atlanta Roberts, Jerome Baker up the middle. Calvin Munson is on IR, undisclosed. Xavier Howard, Keon Crossan, Cater Colano, and Nick Needham, Noah Benagi in that secondary. Then we got Brandon Jones, Javon Holland, and Eric Rose is questionable. Kalen Feasum, undisclosed on IR. True Williams also on IR with a knee injury. That's not good. Byron Jones is out week 1, though. That's something you know, with an ankle injury. So I think he'll actually be out the first 4 games. That's a really big hit for this Dolphins secondary. But that means Nick Needham will have to step up. You got to remember that. And, of course, Jason Sanders, Thomas Morstead, Tyreek Hill is punt returner, and Raheem Mahomes kick returner. Blake Ferguson is the long snapper. So pretty good updates. There's the Dolphins' projected starting roster lineup for week 1. Now for the Keys. The game, of course, on the dot called The Thing. I love that name. Either way, the Patriots offense run the ball 30 plus times for 5 yards per carry. 5 plus yards per carry. It's gonna be hot in Miami tomorrow. I mean, to be completely honest, even if it's raining for whatever reason, the Dolphins are gonna get tired. Well, obviously, they're home, blah blah blah. But trust me, the way the Patriots will win this game is by slowing it down, making it really just a grind game, like they want it to be. Play action on short yard situations on 1st and 2nd down. They don't really need to screw things up. Of course, just run the ball, but no. I want them to go play action, get some rhythm, just the whole game. If 400 plus yards and no nuclear bad plays. That's what happened to them last game. Last time we played, there were some really nuclear bad plays. If they have any of those, probably not going to win. And they got to have over 400 plus total yards. Like I'm saying, they don't even have 200 total rushing yards, but they got to at least have 400 total yards. I mean, that's a pretty good game offensively, but I think they can get that done. Patriots defense, though, play 2-eye coverage on 3rd and long, 2nd and short, and 1st and 10. They can't take any chances giving you any big plays. That's going to really struggle with that offense. Obviously, I wouldn't say it's offensively challenged, but it isn't one of the best in the league. Send blitzes with stunts and shifts to free up Matt Judon. Matt Judon's going to get double teamed, to be completely honest. So they'll probably going up against like Austin Jackson. And no offense, but Austin Jackson is not a starting caliber player. They're going to really want to double him, shut him down. But if they're able to use stunts and chips to really help him out. Or what's a chip? Basically, the D-tackle. It's not really a stunt, but he comes around, hits them, kind of like, I wouldn't say takes him away, but he hits him before he goes back inside. It's kind of like, yeah, I call it a chip because that's what it is. And then Matt Judon comes off the edge and just does it. It's kind of like a delayed pass rush or whatever you want to call it. 10 plus pressures in the first half, though. They need a consistent pressure. 10 plus, that'll be good for the first half. Well, 10 plus average per half, so, like, don't fall off and get some pretty consistent pressure. And double Tyreek Hill. Of course, Tyreek Hill is going to be really good this game. Like, you got to be able to stop him. The most important is being able to slow down the skill players of the ball. Example, Raheem Mostert. If that guy just gets open space and, like, they can't make a tackle on him, they can't get him, he'll run for 400 yards. That's what happened, 450 yards. That's what happened in the NFC Championship back in 2020. If they're really able to actually shut down, I mean, it's not shut down, but maybe just make tackles consistently, which obviously probably should be. But if they get blown by, it's going to be a long day for this Patriots defense, because they'll just keep checking down that that's what Dolphins offense will want to do. Now let's get to the Dolphins offense. Okay, for this Dolphins offense, at least run the ball for over 4 yards per carry. It's got to be somewhat efficient. If it's 4 yards per carry, I mean, it's better than it normally is. They just got to be able to be somewhat competent in the run game. Take 3 more shots, Tyreek Hill. Don't live with saying, oh, yeah, we didn't take any shots at Tyreek Hill. But, of course, you do. He's not a deep receiver. No, they got to do it because, trust me, I don't think this the Patriots defense, I wouldn't say it's slow, but it's not fast. And you can't really just live with saying, oh, we probably shouldn't take any shots. 10 plus targets, Jalen Waddle. He'll get some good situations. RPO in any short yard situations. Don't screw around. Of course, either run it or do an RPO because RPOs really worked for you last year. And I think it's what Tu's comfortable with. In layer first half script plays with screens. They gotta say like you go 2 runs, you gotta put a let's get a screen in it because you got script plays first and second half. So those plays you're gonna call, put some screens in there to make sure just throw them off guard a little. Don't have to drop back under single back. That's just gonna be a disaster. Or pistol on 3rd and long. Well, obviously, single back is like, why would you do that, first of all? Because that's really dumb. But they've actually done that last year. In pistol, because simply, their running backs can't really block, I'm not trying not being, they just can't really block on 3rd and long. That's just going to be a disaster. On a pass down, shift the pocket to Terron Armstead. Of course, the reason you got him is because, yeah, he was a little, maybe not as good as he used to be, but he's still a very, very, very good player. And partly because Austin Jackson can't block a thing. So when you have that, you need Terron Armstead to be that main guy where Tua can just rely on that. Doesn't even have to worry about his blind side because he knows he's not anywhere near the pressure over there. Dolphins defense, play aggressive, cover 0. Worked last time you guys played. I don't know, ain't broke, don't fix it. I'd say do it again. I wouldn't say do it every snap, but that cover 0 has worked for them the past couple of years. So we'll see if they can get out to a hard start with it in 2021. Of course, their defense doesn't need to like absolutely rely on it, but against really good teams, it's worked. So we'll see if they play it against the Patriots. I wouldn't be surprised. It might be a little crazy, but who the heck knows. Let's get to the next game. All right, we got the Ravens and Jets on CBS at 1 o'clock. I don't know who has a call for this one. I probably should look that up. Ravens. Oh, wait. I haven't memorized the whole announcer schedule, being completely honest with you. But who has a call for this one? Where is it? Andrew Cattle and James Lofton, Tiki Barker. Tiki Barber. And, Michael Grady is also there. So there's a lot of people calling this game, I'll put it this way. But it's 1 o'clock on TBS. This game, of course, the Ravens coming this really want to win. Jets also really want to win, but it might be a little bit of a stretch there. But yeah, 1 o'clock on TBS, early game, like it was last year. The Jets usually play an early game this point of the year. But yeah, let's get right to the starting lineup for the Ravens. Oh yeah, this is good. What is it called? Tight end Logan Thomas will play, so that's big. But either way, for the Ravens, Lamar Jackson starts, of course, Tyler Huntley behind him. You got J.K. Dobbins, Mike Davis, Justin Hill, and Kenyon Drake all in the backfield. Mike Davis I like there because he's a power back, and he's not really going to break any tackles, but he's pretty big bowling well. Rashad Bateman, Devin Duvernay, and James Brochet, their number receivers. Demarcus Robinson, Tylen Lowe's also there, but Wise Slade Bulletin on our shooting undisclosed injured reserve. Won't miss the first 4 games of the season. That's not good. Mark Andrews and Nick Boyle are both going to be out there. Maybe even Isaiah Likely. I don't know. He's pretty good. Ronnie Stanley is out. Ankle injury. That's a little frustrating, but I wouldn't say they absolutely need him, being completely honest. Patrick Ricard at fullback, obviously, he's good. Juwan James will start. He started a lot last year. Ben Powers, Tyler Linderbaum, first-round pick, and Kevin Zeitler and Morgan Moses all starting. Patrick Murray, Ben Cleveland, and Daniel Falili all across that offensive line. For the defense, you got Justin Madubuike, Michael Pearson, Calais Campbell starting. Travis Jones, of course, former UConn player, one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL. I mean, run-stuffing defensive lineman in college football last year. Knee has been ruled out for the Sunday against us. So it's a little disappointing, but probably wasn't getting a ton of playing time anyway. Broderick Washington, Brett Urban also there on that defense line. Adafio Way, Justin Houston on that line. Those edge guys, they're very thin. Very, very thin. Of course, with Vince Beagle being placed on IR with that Achilles injury. I don't know. Was it tear? I'm not for sure. Dalen Hayes, yeah, I think he, did something really, bad. I don't know what it actually was, but it was not good. Tyus Bowser, David Ojabo both out. David Ojabo definitely still recovering from the torn Achilles. Tyus Bowser, I mean, what was it? Achilles? Yeah. Both of their guys. Wait, David Ojabo posted on PAP? Oh, yeah. Basically, no, wait, it wasn't PUP. But, yeah. So they have Tyus Bowser on the PUP list, which basically means he won't play for 3 weeks. So they're really thin off the edge. But at least they have Patrick Queen and Josh Bryant up the middle. Then, for this cornerback room, cornerbacks, you got Marcus Peters, and you got Marlon Humphrey, then you got Brandon Stevens, Kyle Fuller, and then Chuck Clark, Marcus Williams, Stone, Kyle Hamilton in that secondary. Justin Tucker, Jordan Stout, of course, the rookie, going right there. Devin Duvernay can return punt returner, and Nick Moore is your long snapper. Let's get over to the Jets starting roster. Okay, Zach Wilson is out with a, what was it? Yeah, I'll call it knee injury. Wasn't it, I don't know how to call it. I would say he didn't tear his ACL, but it was almost a torn ACL, so he's really lucky. But he won't play this week. Probably won't play next week. Maybe not even the week after that. All you know, Joe Flacco's starting. Mike White's backing him up. Pretty big oof. But hey, I'll be honest with you, Joe Flacco isn't the worst guy in the world. He almost got him winning against the Dolphins last year. Brees Hall, Michael Carter, Ty Johnson in the backfield. Michael Carter actually might have the best game out of all these guys, being completely honest. Brees Hall is going to absolutely stuffed. I'm just being completely honest there. Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, Garrett Wilson on the receivers. Braxton Barris getting the slot. Jeff Smith, Denzel Mims might get targets if they play at all. Tyler Collins, CJ Zelma at tight end. Nick Bowden on IR. Dwayne Brown is out, which is big because they don't have a tackle with a shoulder injury. I think it's a little messy. And of course, Mekhi Becton's out for the season. What was it, torn ACL or something? Yeah, I think he broke his kneecap. He did something really bad. This dude is basically if he stops being fat and he stays on the field, he's very good. But he just can't stay on the field. Connor McDermott's questionable, but they at least did Laken Thomas and Connor McGovern and Elijah Mitchell. Larry Tucker there. George Fant is also questionable. That's huge. They need him to play. But let me be honest with you there. Greg Sennett is also out. This undisclosed. He's just out. This defense, though, Carl Lawson back after that torn ACL. I think it was torn Achilles. He did something. Jermaine Johnson, of course, first-round pick, might get some playing time. Vinny Curry is on the IR with what? Hamstring? Yeah, he's done. I don't know. He might have tore it. John McMyers, Jacob Martin also there. Those guys both get a lot of passing attempts. Solomon Thomas, Quinn Williams also there. For Nathan Shepard, Sheldon Rankins. Pretty really deep defensive line. Quan Alexander, C.J. Mosley, Quincy Williams, all there as well. Secondary, you got Sauce Gardner, Bryce Hall, who I don't know how he's getting playing time. T.J. Moore, Reed, and Brandon Eccles. T.J. Reed is questionable. Justin Hardy's questionable. But then you got Jordan Lahead, Lamarcus Joyner, Ashton Davis, Tony Adams, all there. Greg Zerlin, Braden Mann, kicker and punter. And then you got Josh Veros, your return man. Thomas Hennessy's your long snapper. Okay, for the keys to the game for the Ravens and Jets. Ravens run the ball for over 200 yards. They do that, they're going to win. Don't run Lamar 10 plus times. It's the first game of the season. He's coming off an ankle injury, and it would really be a shame against the Jets, being completely honest with you. Take shots against Bryce Hall, and don't make any turnovers. Yeah, if they have any turnovers, it'd really just be bad because they're hurting themselves doing that, number one. But number two, it just should not happen. Number two, but and then take shots against Bryce Hall because he will get burned against some of the receivers. Because as much as I think James Prochet is not a good, can't run routes, isn't really that fast. He is pretty explosive, so I guess you can take some shots at him. Of course, Devin Duvernay with that returner speed also as well. Okay, for the Ravens defense, play press for any short yard situation. The receivers, are quick, but they're not that physical. Of course, maybe it's Corey Davis's, but he's not really a jump ball receiver. Play extremely aggressive. How shorthanded the Jets are, that would be lowest. And play 6+ men in the box for most of the game. They're gonna have to run the football. The Jets are gonna have to run the football to win that game. Make sure they can. And play soft coverage and longer yardage downs. That would just be really dumb not to because they're gonna throw the ball deep with Joe Flacco. He's gonna take shots. Let's get to the Jets keys to the game. So for the Jets, screens and quick passes. That's basically, I don't even know what to say. They don't have a chance. Jets defense, get off the field on third down when under 30 minutes of possession time and win the line of scrimmage. First off, if they get off the field on third down, that would help a lot. But that only starts if they're able to win the line of scrimmage. I don't know if they will be able to, but it's a good power versus power. Or strength versus strength for them there. 30 minutes of possession time, if they keep the Ravens under that, I guess they have a chance. But that's just so their defense isn't on the field for 45 minutes. Let's get to the next game. Okay, Browns and Panthers, the big game. Baker Mayfield's revenge game. And, of course, Jacoby Brissett is starting for the Browns. 1 o'clock on CBS. You can stream it on Paramount Plus and on the NFL Plus if it's your local game. Who's calling this game? Spiro Diaz, Jay Feely, and Aditi Kinobokwa. Aditi Kinsko Wabla. I think she's Indian. I'm being just completely honest. So I don't want to be mean or anything, but she's Indian. That's very cool though. We'll see what she can do for reporting. All you need to know is Spiro Diaz, Adam Archer, Spiro Diaz, and who the heck is the other guy? Oh yeah, Jay Feely are calling this game with Aditi. Yeah, call her Aditi. On their sideline. So yeah, they're pretty stinky announcers, being completely honest. But this game, kind of a stinky game, even if it's intriguing. Let's get to the starting lineups. Okay, for the Cleveland Browns, they're starting Jacoby Brissett, like I said. Joshua Dobbs, Kellen Mond backing him up. Deshaun Watson, of course, 11-game suspension for doing something that was not smart. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt in the backfield. Dearness Johnson, Jerome Ford. Jerome behind him. Jerome Ford. I'd be surprised if we got any carries this game. Maybe in the future, if it's a blowout, who the heck knows. Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, David Bell, of course, the receivers with Anthony Schwartz, who also will get targets, guarantee you that. Jakeem Grant Sr. on IR with Achilles injury. That's not good. Isaiah Weston, I don't know. Knee injury, that's bad. But yeah, Michael Woods is out, and Demetrius Felton Jr. will probably get some snaps. David Njoku for starting tight end. Harrison Bryant hasn't really done anything in the NFL so far in his career in terms of impact, but see what he can do. Jedrick Wills, Joe Bitonio, Ethan Pogge, Wyatt Teller, Jack Conklin, who's questionable again on this offensive line. James Hudson, Michael Dunn, Hughes Forte, and Chris Hubbard, who is questionable on this team. Of course, Nick Harris, Dawson Delon, I think theirs is out for the year, and Elijah Nkinkia, all on the IR. Myles Garrett, Jadavion Clowney, of course, coming up. David Chase, Winovich, Alex Wright helping them out. Taven Bryan, Jordan Elliott up the middle. Stephen Leather's on the IR. JOK, Anthony Walker Jr. and Taki on that defense, on the linebacking core. Denzel Ward, Grant Delpit, John Johnson III, Greg Newsom II, AJ Green, Martin Emerson Jr. also there. I think Greedy Williams is out he's going to be out for a little while on the IR. I'll put it that way. He's not going to be here for a long. He's going to be out a little while. Let's get to the Panthers starting lineup. Okay, So, Baker Mayfield, of course, starting for them. P.J. Walker behind him. Sam Darnold and Matt Corral are both in there. Matt Corral probably out for the whole season, won't play. Honestly, that's probably for the best. CMC, Truebatter, Dante Foreman. I actually like this backfield. Dante Foreman will get carries. Truebatter is their power back. I really forgot he was on the team, if I'm being completely honest with you. So, they actually might use him, though. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Terrence Marshall Jr., all at wide receivers. Rashard Higgins, Laviska Shenault, all behind them. And then Shai Smith there as well. Tommy Tremble, Ian Thomas there at tight end. Johnny Russi, literally your average run blocking fullback. Ikem Mukwano starting for number 6 picks in the draft. Michael Jordan at left guard, a little bit of a question mark there. Pat Elflein, Austin Corbett, Taylor Moton. Brandon Christensen, Bradley Bozeman, Cade Mays, and Cameron Irving are all at the backing them up. Brian Burns, Derek Brown, Matt Ioannidis, and Yetur Gross-Matos on that defensive line. Marquis Hayes, Phil Hoskins, Bravion Roy, and Henry Anderson behind them. Julian Stanford and Isaiah Graham Mobley both on the IR. With Shaq Thompson, Damon Wilson, Frankie Lavulu on that linebacking core with Brandon Smith, who's questionable. But Dante Jackson, C.J. Henderson, Keith Taylor Jr., J.C. Horn cornerbacks with Jeremy Chin, Xavier Woods, and maybe Sean Chandler or Miles Hartsfield. Stanley Thomas Oliver is also there. Yeah, Ed Pinheiro as the kicker. Kazan Gonzalez, of course, is on the IR. Wait, what's his injury? Groin? That's not good. John Ecker, of course, punter, with Andre Robinson as the returner, with J.J. Jansen as the long snapper. That's your roster. Let's get right to the keys to the game. Okay, for the Browns key offense for this keys to the game, rely on the running game. Utilize Anthony Schwartz and Donovan Peoples-Jones downfield. Of course, those guys are other big play receivers. See what they can do. And, of course, then we'll start with DeMar Cooper without a legit number 1 corner. Yeah, because it's Dante Jackson. He's a good player, but he's not that physical, absolutely menacing cornerback. He's still a good player, though. Absolutely no long yardage situations in their territory. That happens. It's not only a drive killer, but it's a disaster because Jacoby Brissett, that's when he turns over the football, to be completely honest. But for their defense, 4 sacks at Baker Mayfield, half JOK cover CMC. I mean, they get pressure. If they can convert on pressure with Baker Mayfield, that's not only good for momentum, but it's good for their team, obviously. JOK covers CMC. Basically, JOK is their most promising young player, and he is very talented. He can do a lot of stuff. Have him cover CMC. Denzel Ward on DJ Moore. I mean, I should guess that works because they're both very, very fast. And not only that, they're very, very quick. I think it's very good strength for strength. And get to David Clowney one-on-one situation for advantageous run fits because he's so good in the run game and pressure percentages because he can't get to the quarterback. I don't know if he's doing what sacks, but he's very good. And for a little fun, Myles Garrett needs to get a pick 6. I guess that would be really cool. Probably win the game if that happens. Time for the Panthers keys of the game. Okay, for the Panthers. Offense. They got under 20 CMC touches. They don't want him getting hurt. That would really suck. I'm being completely honest there. That's literally the only reason. But if they're going to utilize him in the red zone. He's their best red zone weapon in terms of like running and catching. But use Schubader in that goal line situation. That's how CMC gets hurt. I'm being completely honest. In third short situations, CMC cannot be a power back in the NFL if he wants to stay healthy. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. That's why he got so many touches. You don't need to give him. It's when you need to give him touches. It's like, does he really need to get this carry? I mean, if it's a big play in the game, yeah, sure. But does he really need to get this carry? If it's a no, then don't give him the football. And of course, take 4 shots to Robbie Anderson. That was something that they just didn't get him the ball last year. He needed to get the ball more than he got it, and he just didn't. Utilize Robbie Anderson's speed as well with those deep shots, like I said. Offensive line needs to control the power of the Browns' defensive line by using zone run blocking on third down. So basically, on third down, or pass block, whatever you need to know. The defensive line of the Browns is just going to want to bowl through them. It's just going to how it works. But when they need to run the ball on third down, the zone blocking team really does facilitate and really controls how that the penetration of the Browns defensive line can be be orchestrated throughout the offensive line with that zone blocking run blocking. Whatever. All you need to know is it really controls it basically distributes the penetration of the defensive line evenly, so the running back where the hole is really just doesn't get pushed off. And of course, when Panthers defense stacks the box, I mean, they're gonna want to run the football. That's kind of just it. Okay, let's get to the next game. All right, now we got the Colts versus the Texans. This game also at 1 o'clock also on CBS. So ironic, right? Yeah, of course, biggest one, Shaquille Leonard's out for week 1 against the Texans. That's pretty big news, obviously. Who's announcing this game? Who is? Oh yeah, Tom McCarthy and Tiki Barber. Wait, Tiki Barber is that Rondé Barber? Tiki Barber and Tiki Barber's doing this game. Yeah, Tiki Barber's calling this game with Tom McCarthy. So there you go. Those details. Remember 1 o'clock on CBS as well. Pretty intriguing game though. Let's get right to the starting lineups now. Okay, for the Colts projection starting lineup, we got Matt Ryan, of course, the quarterback. Nick Foles is backing him up along with Sam Ellinger, who's fantastic in preseason. JT, of course, the reigning rushing champ with Naheem Hines behind him. Deion Jackson, who probably actually might get some carries, maybe, but probably not. Whatever. Michael Pittman Jr., wide receiver 1. Paris Campbell, Alec Pierce. With probably God that Paris Campbell isn't here because he will get some touches. Ashton Dolan actually will probably get some catches too. Molly Cox, Kylan Granson. Of course, a very good blocking tight end who'll probably get some playing time as well. But then we got Matt Pryor, left tackle, who's good. Bernard Raymond, actually, he might not get any playing time, maybe as a lead blocker. Quentin Nelson, of course, one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL. Ryan Kelly, they're not the greatest guy. And then we got Braden Smith, one of the most solid offensive linemen in the NFL. Like I said, Barrett talked about Bernard Raymond. But Leslie French, we got Leslie and Will, and their last name is French fries. Dennis Kelly's questionable. Carter O'Donnell is on the IR. Dennis Kelly, who's actually been in the league for a little while, he actually might get, he's old, to put it that way. He actually might get playing time. Luke Tenuta, whatever. Andrew Ogletree is also on the IR. For the defense, Quiddy Pay, DeForest, Beckton, Grover, Stewart, Yannick Ngakoue, Tyquan Lewis, Byron Coart, Eric Johnson, and Dale Odiingbo, and the linebacker corps with Shaquille Leonard out. Darius Leonard, what do you want to call him? Shaquille Leonard. He's out with, what was the injury? Yeah, back injury. He'll be back week 2. But that means Idris Speed probably have to step up. But they got Boba Yokriki and Zaire Franklin there as well. Zaire Franklin. And then we got Brendan Faison starting, actually is pretty good with Stephon Gilmore, Isaiah Rodgers, who's developed so well. Very fast, very fluid hips. Beautiful to watch now. Kenny Moore, best slot in the NFL. With Nick Cross, of course, the rookie. Yeah. Nick Cross, the rookie 3rd-round pick. And then we also have just Julian Blackman with Rodney McLeod. Ronnie Thomas, the second backing up. Armani Watson, Trevor Denbo on the IR with Rodrigo Blankenship and Matt Hack as the kicker and punter. He's his punt returner. Isaiah Rodgers, kick returner. Luke Rose is your long snapper. Let's get right to the Texans. Okay, now for the Texans starting lineup. Got Davis Mills at quarterback, Kyle Allen backing him up along with Jeff Driscoll. Damian Pierce in the backfield as the number 1 rec person. Out of the backfield, then Daryl Gonzalez maybe got power back. Darius Anderson's on the IR. That's one of the reasons that Damian Pierce will get so many touches. John Mechie out for the season, of course, with cancer. Hope he recovers well. Deegan Quintin Tiano. Wait, did we get any update on John Mechie? Yeah, I guess we won't get any update. But Tegan Quintaniano, whatever, he's on IR too. But then we got Brandon Cooks, Nico Collins, Will Dorsett, Chris Moore, and Tris Conley, and maybe even Tyler Johnson will get some catches. Brevin Jordan, Farrah Brown, all going to get catches. O.J. Howard honestly should be the number 1 there, but of course, Brevin Jordan's so athletic and so has so much potential. Troy Hairston, fullback. We got Laramie Tunsil, Justin McCray, Justin Britt, A.J. Khan, Titus Howard. I think his offensive line won't be great, but I think it'll work out because even then they actually have some good backups. Of course, Kenyon Green's literally just a blocker at this point in his career. In preseason, he just could not pass block, being completely honest with you. The defense, though, Jonathan Garrett, Jerry Hughes coming off the edge with Obadiah Okoronkwo, Rasheem Green, who's questionable. As well, we got Miko Collins, Roy Lopez up the middle with Thomas Booker the 4th, and Michael Doom for there as well. But Mario Addison, Derek Rivers, both on IR. That's a little concerning. Kamu Grugier Hill, Christian Kirksey, Novell Hewitt, all there. Jalen Reeves, Maybank, Vic Cashman, Kevin Pierre Lewis there as well. Tavir Thomas, Kendall Sheffield, both on IR. That's a little concerning. Steve Nelson, Derek Stingley Jr., of course, number 3 pick. Isaac Yadam, Desmond King in that secondary, along with Jonathan Owens and Jalen Petrie. Eric Murray, Andrew Stewart backing them up. Kayami Fairbairn, Cameron Johnston at the kicker and punter position. Then we've got Desmond King, and then we've got Trayman Smith, punt returner, kick return. And then we've got John Weeks as your long snapper. Let's go right to the keys to the game. Okay, for the keys to the game for the Colts and Texans. Colts offense, don't overkill JT. It's first game of the season. You need him for the rest of the season. It's a long season. Don't overkill him. Take shots on third down to Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman, well, I'll show Michael Pittman Jr. so I don't get in trouble. But yeah, Michael Pittman Jr., obviously a very, very, very good receiver. We'll see what he can do, but I do think he needs to take those shots downfield because, being quite honest, he's their deep threat right now. Holding on Derek Stingley Jr., take some shots against him. Yeah, I know he's the number 3 pick, but he's still a rookie. The O-line needs to get back to 2018, 2024. Pass protection-wise, obviously. Last year, they were obviously the best running back in the NFL. But that pass blocking needs to be there for Matt Ryan. Don't have Matt Ryan sit back and throw 20 plus times. They don't want those long yardage situations. Of course, it's the Texans. Meh. Well, the thing is, it's still Matt Ryan. You can't, if that's going to have to happen every game, that's just not good. I get it's Matt Ryan, but you don't want those third long just drop back 20 times. He's not mobile, so he's probably the least mobile quarterback other than, of course, Tom Brady in the NFL. Colts defense, though, run more nickel and dime packages to compensate for Darius Leonard being out. I still call, Shaquille Leonard. I don't know why these guys change their names, but they do. But yeah, with Shaquille Leonard being out, they lose that coverage ability along with that playmaking ability and just overall huge presence on the field. So with those nickel and dime packages, I do think a lot of people compensate with the fact that there'll be more speed on the field with Darius Leonard not on the field. So, because EG speed, he's not that fast. He won't be able to cover that well. For that reason, though, nickel and dime packages will really help again with pass coverage, which they really need. The D-line needs to focus in putting Davis Mills on his butt. If they get a couple sacks on him, put him down, he'll get a little overwhelmed, being completely honest. That's what happened last year. Stephon Gilmore on with Brandon Cooks, if they can just basically have him cover him the whole game, then it's going to be pretty easy. Julian Blackman has to be reliable over the top. So basically, Julian Blackman, yeah, I get he's not going to be that he's not really an overtime player. We know he's going to help put Dameon Pierce not look good. But the problem with this is the fact that this Colts defense just isn't there quite yet with being able to play over the top. He gave a lot of big places points last year. So for that reason, I think Julian Blackman needs to be that reliable with Nick Cross being more, I won't say a box safety, but more of a guy who can play both levels and isn't really that one high guy. Julian Blackman has to be that tomorrow. Okay, now for the Texans. Run the ball with volume up to start the game. Basically, that running game has to get going because if it doesn't, they're going to have a really hard time moving the football. Along with that, play action rhythm when the run game gets going. Because when they are able to get that play action game going with that run game going, that play action rhythm really does help. That's kind of why they were able to win some games towards the end of last year. Take shots downfield, and of course, get the ball to Dameon Pierce in every which way. Of course, I'm referring to Brandon Cooks for those shots. It worked last year. I think they should be able in the first game. I think they'll be able to do that again, kind of caught him off guard. Take advantage of no Shaquille Banner with misdirection encounters. These linebackers probably don't have the eye discipline. I don't know. Maybe Bobby Okereke plays middle linebacker. But for sure, you really just need to take advantage of that. If they're able to take advantage of the fact there's no Shaquille Leonard, that would be huge. But for the Texans defense, focus on stopping JT. If they are able to somewhat contain him, it would put a lot less pressure on the guys at the middle. But of course, Roy Lopez, Malik Collins need to create more penetration than Ryan Kelly and Quentin Nelson. That's the only way they're really going to do it. Yeah, I get Ryan Kelly and Quentin Nelson are two of the best of their position, but I do think Roy Lopez and Malik Collins are literally run-stopping specialists, so they're going to have to get it done. And as well, press Alec Pierce to make him win with speed. Of course, he's a jump ball receiver with pretty good power release, but you gotta make him beat him with speed. Of course, you can say, oh, do this, and that. But he's actually a good possession receiver as well. He can make catches. We don't really see a run after catch, but yeah, because you actually get your hands on him. And of course, with those physical corners that the Colts have, it's really advantageous for them just to do that. Wait, what? Yeah, my bad. With those physical corners that the Texans have, that would be really advantageous for them just to press Alec Pierce so he doesn't burn you deep. Of course, as a rookie as well. Let's get to the next game. Okay, at 1 o'clock on Fox, we got the Jaguars and Commanders. Of course, both these teams coming in this game don't really like each other. I'll put it that way because they're just bad. But of course, really boring game. It's on Chris Myers, Robert Smith, Jen Hill are on the call. So yeah, 1 o'clock on Fox, we got the Jags and Commanders. Let's get right to the starting lineup. Okay, for the Jags offense, we got Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud backing him up. Travis Etienne Jr., James Robinson, Snoop Connor. I don't know who Snoop Connor is. Who is he? 5th round pick. Okay, cool. Willie Johnson's on the IR. Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones Jr., Zay Jones, Tim Jones will probably get some targets too. And even Jamal Adams might get some touches. We got Evan Ingram, Chris Van Hertz, Dan Arnold, tight end, Luke Farrell as well. Cam Robinson, Ben Bartz, Luke Fortner, Brandon Schertz, Ron Taylor on the offensive line, Tyler Shatley, Colvin and Lannon, and Walker Little behind them. Floyd Fulcasi is Florenzo Fulcasi, left defensive end with Devon Hamilton, Roy Robertson, Harris, Dwayne Smoot, Adam Gotsis, and Arden Key all backing them up. We got Josh Allen, and of course, number 1 overall pick making his debut, Trayvon Walker, off the edge. I expect Trayvon Walker to get 1 sack. That's literally all I expect. If he can get 1 sack, I'll be happy with how we played. Even if he gets dogged the rest of the game. Devin Lloyd, Foyce Olokun up the middle, very good. I think they'll be very good this year. Deshaun Nixon, very athletic. K1 Jason, of course, huge bust. George Smith's on the IR, and then we got Akil Quarterman and Chad Mama backing up the middle linebackers. Darius Williams, Shaquille Griffin, really bad last year. Tyson Campbell, phenomenal last year, and Chris Claybrooks. The cornerback room with Andre Cisco, Rashawn Jenkins, Andrew Winger, Daniel Thomas backing them up at safety position. Riley Patterson, kicker. I don't really know much about this dude. He got some. He actually did decent. I'm not even kidding. Cool. Logan Cook, a punter, as always. He's been on them for a while. He's 27 now. He's a good punter. We got Jamal Agnew, one of the best returners in the NFL. And then we got Ross Matisic at the returner. Let's get right to long snapper. Let's get right to Washington. For Washington, we got Carson Wentz starting with Taylor Heineke, Sam Howell behind him. Brian Robinson, of course, out with. Put it this way, he got mugged. I'm being completely honest there. Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick at the running back. Jonathan Williams also there as well. This dude actually didn't really get any carries last year. Don't be surprised if he's a solid backup. But Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel at the same position with Cam Brown and Diami Brown. Cam Sims is that big play guy, and Diami Brown is that depth player. Logan Thomas is questionable. He's going to play in the season opener. Huge for them. Very important. John Bates, good blocking tight end. Cole Turner's questionable, though. Charles Leonard Jr., Andrew Norwell, Chase Rulier, Trey Turner, Sam Cosmi, all on that offensive line. Willie Beavers is on the IR. Tyler Larson is out. Cornelius Lucas, Chris Paul, Wes Schweitzer, and Shaquille Charles, all backing them up. Of course, Wes Schweitzer, I think this is actually very depthful offensive line. Tyler Larson's out. It's not great, though. Defensively, James Smith-Williams is starting for Chase Young, who's out, I think, how long? He's just out week 1 because of his torn ACL. Maybe even more after that. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne up the middle, as always. Montez Sweat off the edge as well. Shaka Tony, going to have to Shaka Trevor Lawrence, KC2 also at the end. Phildarian Mathis also will probably get some snaps. But then we got David Mayo, Cole Holcomb, Jamin Davis up the middle, John Bostic, and Jonathan Allen. Wait, is this different Jonathan Allen? Wait, what the heck? Why do they have him as... Well, okay, never mind. It's sub-linebacker. Chill out, Hank. Drew White on the IR. But then we got Kendall Fuller, William Jackson, Benjamin St. Just, Christian Holmes, who actually might start out wide. On that secondary core with Cameron Crew is out. So Derek Forrest will have to step up. Of course, the younging. At 23 years old, going to really get his first chance in the NFL. Bob McCain, always a free safety. Big picker for them. Joey Sly, he has a pretty big leg, but he just doesn't make kicks. Tressway, one of the most consistent punters in the NFL. Dax Milne at returner. And Cameron Cheeseman, favorite name, Cheeseman. Cameron Cheeseman at long snapper. Let's get right to the keys of the game. Okay, for the keys of the game for this one, we've got the Jags offense. 15-plus touches. Jags Keys game. Jags offense, though. 15-plus touches, Travis Etienne. Get him some touches. Yeah, I know he tore his Achilles last year, but he is the number 1 running back. Stan is really good. Use him out of the backfield. Probably your best weapon. James Robinson is power back. Use him. No offense, he's a better runner than Travis Etienne, in my opinion. Is he quick? Maybe not, but he has more power. Not only that, though, honestly, a little faster. And he can get to the backfield, too. He should not be in the Jaguars, in my opinion. But whatever. Trevor Lawrence needs to be consistent without breaking routes. The reason is because if he puts it to inside, which he did a lot last year, overthrew him, he can make these really hard throws. It's either a pick 6 or an incompletion. Well, incompletion, but he can make those throws. He'll hit the inside breakers. He did that really well last year, and he's done it really, really well. I think, I watched a lot of practice with him. He's going to be able to hit those in-breaking routes for definitely consistently. Double team Montez Sweat. He is their number 1 fast rush. Of course, you got Jonathan Allen up the middle. Think those guys can handle him with Brandon Scherf. But yeah, definitely Montez Sweat needs to be doubled because he's their number 1 guy, like I said. Don't turn Christian Kirk if Kendall Fuller is covering him. If he's in the slot, yeah, Kendall Fuller will shut him down. He's one of the best slot corners in the NFL. It's either him or Kenny Moore. It's really close. All you need to know is always be aware of Jonathan Allen, where Jonathan Allen is. Jonathan Allen is a menace in the pass game. You do not turn everyone's getting destroyed by him. Run tempo screens to slow down the D-line of the Commanders and take advantage of the faulty pursuit of James Davis and David Mayo. They're not very good at taking angles. They're just not. They don't anticipate very well. That's the one weakness with the. That's the main weakness coming out of the draft for Jamin Davis. He really showed that last year. David Mayo, yeah, he's not the best cover guy, but at least you know he's somewhat a good tackler. He cannot whatsoever go in pursuit though. Jags defense, pressure Carson Wentz, double Terry McLaurin. Those two being big. They get pressure on Carson Wentz and double Terry McLaurin. I think they've got a good shot there. Stop the run and shotgun. That's a lot. I guarantee that's a lot of what the Commanders don't want to do. They want to run the ball out of shotgun so they can get back into positions where Carson Wentz can mirror it with play action and stuff like that. And don't let J.D. McKissic third down you to death. He's that third down running back that comes in and gets those first downs out of the air. You got to make sure you can't do that. That starts out with, of course, the guy, Devin Lloyd. Let's get to the Commanders' keys of the game, though. Okay, for the Commanders' offense, target Jahan Dotson on any intermediate route, including corner routes. Corner routes on third down. Corner routes on third down will really actually help him out because Carson Wentz can make that throw actually pretty well. But not only that, that's where Jahan Dotson runs his best routes on intermediate routes because he has a decent release. But deep routes, I guess. But again, intermediate routes is where he thrives. Carson, just don't make any stupid plays if you get sacked. Just take the sack. Don't fumble either. Double Josh Allen. Josh Allen's the number one pass rusher. Charles Leonard-Drew has to have a flashback to 2018 with the Bears because he was phenomenal with them. Commanders defense, though, pressure Lawrence on over 70% of his draft pick. This might sound a little carrot, but they've got some crazy, but they've actually got some bums of tackles. So use your Jason Smith-Williams. Yeah, you might not be the best guy, but you can at least get pressure on him. I think you will be able to. That's good. Have Cole Holcomb cover the A-gap and Tony Gibson. Out of the backfield, I think Cole Holcomb will be able to do that, but he's really good with gap control. I think he'll cover that A-gap really well. 8 gaps, too. But you got 3 plus 4 forced turnovers and sacks. If they can get 3 plus turnovers, forced turnovers, and 3 plus sacks, they're going to win this game because the Commanders' offense can't blow it that bad. You can't be that bad. Let's get to the next game, though. Okay, we got a big game here. Eagles at the Lions. It's 1 o'clock on Fox. Big game. Of course, the Lions are looking to prove that last year was a growing year, and they're ready to go for this year. Who's calling this game? We've got Adam Ramin, Mark Schlereth, Christina Pink. So it's a B game. So this is a B game. Basically means it's not national game, but it's one of the better games. I definitely suggest watching. If you watch a game, it would probably be this one. It's a good game. 1 o'clock on Fox, like I just said. Eagles, Lions. Adam Ramin, Mark Schlereth, Christina Pink. Good group calling it. Let's get right to the starting line. Okay, for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, of course, starting. Make or break here for him. I don't know make or break, but it's a big year for him. Gardner Minshew, best back in the NFL. Ian Book, also there. Miles Sanders, well, second best backup, actually. Miles Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott, of course, actually, even now, Trey Sermon, 4-headed monster. They just don't have that. Kenneth Gainwell, maybe he can emerge as that power back, but they're probably going to need him to. But Miles Sanders, really, you're on your tail here. You got 3 guys behind him who can definitely be it. And to be completely honest, Trey Sermon has a very good potential to be the number 1 running back by the end of the season. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, Zach Pascal, basically Ben Kobe's just there for depth. Dallas Goedert, Jack Stoll at tight end. Jack Stoll, a very underrated player. Jordan Mailata, Atlanta Dickinson, Jason Kelsey, Solomon, Lane Johnson. Rounding out this offensive line that many people would agree on that is the best offensive line in the NFL. Honor Diller on the IR, little bad. Brett Toth also out, little bad. Sua Tepa, along with Cam Jurgens, Josh Sills, and Jack Driscoll, very good backups. But we got Brandon Graham starting. That probably means Derek Barnett will get some time, along with Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, and Josh Sweat. With Jordan Davis coming in on third down, maybe, I don't know. He'll be out there. Kaiser White, T.J. Edwards, Hassan Reddick, another pass rushing specialist with Sean Bradley, Nakobe Dean, and Patrick Johnson. They got a pretty good defense. Nakobe Dean, of course, not starting because he doesn't bring that physicality because he's just not big, being completely honest with you. But you got James Bradbury, Darius Slay, Avonte Maddox, Zach McPherson, Jared Maiden's on the IR, Marcus Epps, C.J. Gardner Johnson, Kayvon Wallace, rounding out this safety room. And then you got Jake Elliott, Aaron Sippis as your punter. Return man is Quez Watkins, and Rick Lovato is your long snapper. Let's get right to the Lions starting lineup. Projected. Okay, quarterback for the Lions. You got Jared Goff, Nate Sudfeld backing him up. You got DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, Craig Reynolds, all probably get some carries. Maybe even Justin Jackson for all I know. Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Chark, Josh Reynolds, all receiver along with from Raymond, and Quincy Cephas scores. James Williams probably won't play, if you're going to ask me, probably until like November. Coming off that torn ACL. T.J. Hawkinson, Brock Wright at tight end position. Jake Kabinda is out with Taylor Decker starting along with Jones Jackson. Frank Ragnow is questionable. Of course, he's been injured times in his career. Evan Brown backing him up, though. Tommy Kramer's out, so that means Lucan Stenberg will get his first career NFL start. I don't know, it might not be his first one, but he hasn't played a lot. He's a backup. Panay Sewell also out there as well. Halba Vaitai on IR. What was his injury? Did he tear his ACL? Oh, his back injury. So, yeah, he'll be out for a little while. We got Charles Harris, Lee McNeil, and Michael Bradford on the defensive line. Oh, yeah, and Aiden Hutchins. So they went to a 4-3. That was nice to know, though. Austin Bryant and John Kaminsky are there as well. Juno Core is questionable. Le'Veon Uzurki's on IR. He was obviously had a very uninspiring rookie year last year. Romeo Core and Josh Pascal is out. Of course, Romeo Core tore his ACL last year. Was the best player on one of the worst defenses in NFL history in 2020 with the Lions. But yeah, it's kind of it's a little bit of it. So Aiden Hutchinson, it's all on you really. Well, of course you got Charles Harris, who was a bust, kind of revived his career a little bit last year. Malcolm Rodriguez, Alex Anzalone, Chris Board on the defense line. Chris Board, of course, a good vet, but not the greatest. Then you got not John Komsky. You got Kaminsky. You got Derek Barnes, Joshua Woods, Anthony Pittman also there. But you got Monty Oriarway, Mike Hughes, Jeff Okuda, Will Harrison secondary. Fanny Mufano's doubtful. That's a little concerning. Tracy Walker the third, and Deshaun Elliott starting with Juju Hughes also there. It's kind of crazy. He used to be a former Ram. Yeah, but he's there now. You got Austin Seibert, Jack Fox, one of the best punters in the NFL. Cleveland Mariners is your return man. Scott Daly is your long snapper for the Detroit Lions. Let's get to the keys of the game. Okay, for the Eagles offense, simple tackles to both A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. They got to get targets. They got to get the ball to those two. I really do think Jalen Hurts not only needs to, but he also needs to be able to hang in there and get it to him because this Detroit Lions team is a little depleted. I'll put it that way. Take advantage of Dallas Goedert on third down. They don't really have a guy who can cover him. Take advantage of that on third down. Maybe not first and second down because they need that for the run game. But that third and long, Dallas Goedert's your guy. And he's very fast ball. Jalen Hurts has to go over the middle. I didn't see him really do that a lot in terms of that Kyler Murray issue, but it just really isn't an excuse for it. He needs to start doing it. Like he's very confident, aggressive, and decisive on going to the outside. He needs to start going to the inside like that too. And if he overthrows receiver, he overthrows receiver. He just needs to be able to throw over the middle. And and the way to win this game is by running the ball like they did last year. They do this: 46 rushes, 236 yards, 5 yards per carry, and 4 touchdowns. Like they did last year, they're gonna win 40-46 again. Maybe not that bad, but they're gonna win it. Eagles defense though, control the line of scrimmage. If they can control it and really dictate how they, dictate what the Lions call. If they're able to really control the line of scrimmage, make the Lions. You can't run the football on us. Our defensive line is too good. They're able to do that. That'll really show we're here to stay. And abuse the Lions receivers. The Lions receivers aren't really the guys to be that physical. Make them feel that. It's 5 plus sacks and 30 plus pressures on Jared Goff. That might be a lot, but remember, this offensive line is really depleted with Tommy Kramer not being out and Halva Vaitai even not being on the IR. So they got right guard position. That means guys like Jordan Davis can get a chance to get after him. I don't think Jared Goff will actually have a ton of time today, especially up the middle. That's going to make him go out to the back. Of course, being not the most mobile guy really is concerning. Let's get to the Lions. Okay, for the Lions offense, run the ball for over 200 yards. That might seem crazy, but trust me, with that, I do think they actually could be able to do it if they want to win. Don't let Jordan Davis have a crazy debut. That starts out with Halva Vaitai. They're going to need Frank Ragnow, if he can play, to have a very, very good game. If they think most touches to him, I'm going to think Brown, get him the ball however you can because he is their #1 option. Janice needs to show up in the run game. He can't be Alvin Kamara. He can't be just a one-trick pony on a receiving back. He needs to be able to run the football consistently. Sorry. Not just in the passing game, basically. Jared Goff cannot get overwhelmed if they're down by a touchdown. Like, that happens, it's not going to work out. Jared Goff can't get overwhelmed. Lions defense. Have Alex Anzalone supply Jalen Hurts for the whole game. Yeah, even if he has the most athletic guy, but he can't dance with him, which is really important. Aiden Hutchinson and Julian Okoro 4 plus sacks. I know Julian Okoro might not play, but if he can play, it'd be really important if he can really help Aiden Hutchinson, they can come out for 4 sacks. Double A.J. Brown and have Amani Oriawari force A.J. Brown to beat him with his routing. Of course, A.J. Brown is not really much of a router. He's just more of a deep threat that can really get off the line fast and has really good run-out catchability. But if Amani Oriawari can force him to beat him with his routing because his hip fluidity is off the charts, that would show me that A.J. Brown is a lot better player now. But like I said, if you can't beat him, then I guess Amani Oriawari is a very good player. And of course, double A.J. Brown when you need to. Let's get to the next game. All right, our next game, we've got the Saints and the Falcons. Of course, another game, 1 o'clock on Fox. I think it's Kenny Albert, where was it? Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma, Shannon Spade calling this game. Pretty boring. Falcons, of course, looking to start out Marcus Mariota, rain, whatever you want to call it, with a good note. But the Saints are really good. They're looking to start at good 1 o'clock on Fox. Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma, and Shannon Spade have the call. Okay, for For the Saints starting lineup, Jameis Winston starting with Andy Dalton as his backup. Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, Jordan Washington is out with Tony Jones Jr. behind him. Tony Jr., no offense, he's just not a start. Edmund Cowboy running back. Michael Thomas questionable. Would not be good if he didn't play. Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, Marcus Callaway, Trayvon Smith is out, so they need those three guys to play. Deontay Hardy now, I guess. Yeah, Deontay Hardy, you need to play hard. Yeah, I guess so. Adam Trautman, Taysom Hill. I don't know why he's a tight end, but he is. Nick Fournette. Oh, yeah, whatever. They've got 4 tight ends that you know, and they're going to be okay. Adam Prentice, of course, is their fullback. Trevor Penning and Forrest Lamp and Ethan Greenidge are all in the IR. All backup. Bad. That's bad because that's depth. That is on the IR. Landon Young is questionable. I don't think any of them are super serious, but it's not good. Trevor Penning actually might be out for the year. Yeah, I think, yeah, he might be out. Yeah, he'll be out for a while. But all you need to know is, yeah, James Harris is their left tackle. He needs to be reliable. Was a little inconsistent preseason. Andrew Speed, one of the best guards in the NFL. Reliable guys. Maybe not like one of the best, but yeah, he's very good. Eric Kwon, one of the best centers in the NFL. Cesar Ruiz, not great, but I guess he gets drafted. Ron Ramchick, one of the best tackles in the NFL. Defensively, Cameron Jordan, Chad Tuttle, David Anyamata, and Marcus Davenport with Tano Capscon, Carl Granderson, Christian Ringo, Kadavius Street there as well. Malcolm Roach, Albert Huggins are all both in the IR. Pete Warner, Demario Davis, Caden Ellis on that linebacking core with Andrew Dowell and Zach Bond there as well, but Demario Jackson's on the IR. Paulson Debo's out, Bradley Roby, and Alontae Terrell will get a lot of playing time with Marshall Lattimore, Marcus May. Tyrann Mathieu and JT Gray are both questionable, a little bad, and PJ Williams, of course, at that free safety position. Smoke Monday, yeah, you're gonna smoke it on Monday. Smoke Monday. Yeah, he tore his ACL. He's done for the season. But yeah, smoke it on Monday. Smoke Monday. You know what? That's the best name. Smoke Monday, man. Such a good name. Well, that's Blake Gillikin as punter. Deontay Hardy, another one of the best returners in the NFL at their return position, and Zach Wood is your long snapper. Let's get right to the Falcons starting lineup. Okay. Marcus Mariota starting. Desmond Ridder is behind him with Felipe Franks as that third quarterback. He can't throw. Cordell Patterson, Damian Williams, Tyler Algier, Avery Williams in the backfield. Tyler Algier, I do think will get some snaps. Damian Williams installed in front of him. Calvary suspended for gambling. Yeah, he won't play this season. Trey Glennon questionable. Olamide Zaccheaus, Brian Edwards behind him. Kadarius Hodge, Damian Bird. Oh my God. Not a great receiving core. Kyle Pitts, Andy Ferguson at tight end. Keith Smith is at their fullback. Jake Matthews, Elijah Wilkinson, Drew Dahlman, Chris Lindstrom, Caleb McGarry, offensive line. Well, it's whatever. Chuma Aduga, good backup. Jalen Mayfield's on the IR. He was horrible last year. Matt Hennessy got benched because he got beat out by Drew Dahlman. And Drew Dahlman, if you didn't know, was a 4th-round pick for a reason. And I think he actually isn't the worst center, but he's not really great at pass protection. Colby Gosson, whatever. Jermaine Ifedi, backup. Taquan Graham, Anthony Rush, Grady Jarrett on the defensive line with Matt Dickerson and Timmy Horn. Vincent Taylor on the IR, Timothy with Martin Davidson. That's a little bit concerned with Martin Davidson. Deion Jones, why is he on the IR? Shoulder. I'm not surprised. He can't stay healthy and he's really sloppy. He's very athletic though, obviously. Adedekungbo, Ogundenji. Arnold Ebikidi there as well. Lawrence Carter, Quentin Bell. That's your pass rush. Michael Walker, Rashawn Evans there as well. Nick Kwiatkowski is your backup. Kwiatkowski, my bad. He actually started a couple years ago. Ace Drukis, Taylor Hayward, very, very good. Mike Ford is there as well. Darren Hall is questionable. And, of course, Isaiah Alvarez on the IR with Jalen Hawkins, Richie Grant, Eric Harris, and Dean Marlowe. Hugh Brinkley, long snappers on the IR as well. Liam McLaughlin will start at long snapper tomorrow. Young Hoku, Bradley Pinion, as your kicker and punter, and Avery Williams is your returner for the Falcons. Let's get right to the keys to the game. Okay, for the Saints, no turnovers. Let's just start out with that. Spread the football out. It just cannot be straight up Alvin Kamara or just Michael Thomas. It just yeah, I get it. I get it. Might work against the Falcons, but just don't. If I was big plays, I think big plays will be a big part of this offense this year. But if James Winston doesn't turn over the football with those big plays, that's a deadly weapon. But for the Saints defense, just literally stuff the run, number one. If they can do that and keep Mariota in the pocket, they can pitch a shutout. I'm being completely honest there. Let's get to the Falcons Keys of the game, though. Okay, Falcons offense somehow find a way to sustain drives through the air. I don't care if it's a pitch. I don't even know. I don't care if it's a trick play every play. I don't care if it's fake punts. Whatever. You know what? Let it be Wildcat. it has to be through the air. Because they're not going to run the ball. And give Tyler Algier, where is it? 10 plus touches. Because Tyler Algier, trust me, he will be the number one running back a couple years. Cordell Patterson, they're going to get the ball to Cordell Patterson. Damian Williams will get his touches too. But give Tyler Algier 10 plus touches, please. Well, probably because of my fantasy team, but whatever. Falcons defense, just don't give up 500 yards and 50 points. The offense, they got the worst defense in the NFL. This is the expectation. Don't give up 500 yards, don't give up 50 points. They do that, who knows? They could win. Let's get to the next one. Cue the music. Oh, yep. It's the NFL on Fox. NFL Kickoff Sunday doubleheader game 1. This is the game at 1 o'clock, and we've got a dandy for you, folks. We got the 49ers with Trey Lance going up against, I don't even know what to call them. We got the best. It's 1 o'clock on Fox. We got Joe Davis. Where is it? Joe Davis, Daryl Johnson, Pam Oliver on the call. It's a national doubleheader game on Fox. Huge game. Yeah, that's what it is. Stop making it like it's a commercial. All you need to know is huge game for both teams. And the Bears are really bad. Let's get right to the starting lineups, though. Okay, for the 49ers, Trey Lance is making his first ever Week 1 start. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to support him as a backup. Brock Purdy, well, he's Mr. Irrelevant. Laz Mitchell, Jeff Wilson Jr., Tyron Davis Pierce, and Jordan Mason are all there. Jordan Mason, I guarantee, might not get a touch for a little while, unless all these guys get hurt, which probably will happen. Tebow Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, the receiver, same thing as last year, where McLeod actually probably get some touches. Well, George Kittle is questionable. Charlie Warner will be in there if he is in there, and Charlie Lock will probably be the receiving end because Charlie Warner is literally just a third and short tight end. Kyle Juszczyk, best fullback in the NFL. He actually might get a start at tight end. I wouldn't be surprised there. Trent Williams, best offensive lineman in the NFL. Phenomenal year last year. Aaron Banks, Jake Brennell, Spencer Burford. All these guys are kind of new to the NFL, put it that way. And Michael Lynch there as well. Daniel Brunskill is out with Colton McKivitz there, and Blake Hance and Jalen Moore there as well. Oh yeah, Nick Zekchi, don't know who you are, but you're there. Samson Ebukam, Nick Bosa, Drake Jackson, and Charles O'Miner there, and Katie Heyer again. Probably get sacked. Kaylee Davis is out. Maurice Hurst is on IR. John Kinlaw, Art Armstead, and Hassan Ridgeway all there as well, and Kevin Givens. Dre Greenlaw, Fred Warner, Aziz Shire, Curtis Robinson is on IR. Demetrius Flanagan, Flowers, Oren Burks there as well. Evander Mosley, Demandra Lenore, Avery Thomas, Tredaris Ward with the cornerback position. George Odom, Kalunga Hufunga at the safety position. Jason Gibson Sr. Is there as well. Jimmy Ward is on IR. What is the injury? Hamstring. That's not good. And you also got Jason Brett, who's out because he's never on the field. Robbie Gold, Mitch Wisnowski at the kicker and punter position, as always. Ray McConnell is your returner, and Tabor Pepper is your long snapper. Let's get right to the Bears. Okay, for the Bears, Justin Fields, Trevor Siemian backing you up, David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert. There's one, Tristan Ebner. Watch out for that guy. Nikhil Harry, David Moore, two of the better receivers in this team, are both on the IR. Velus Jones Jr., yeah, you're doubtful. That was nice because I had him like he's the game. Whatever. Donald Mooney, Equanimity St. Brown. That's when you know things are bad. And Byron Pringle there as well. Dante Pettis, Amir Smith, Marcetta there. Well, Cole Kmet, Ryan Griffin at tight end. Cleo Baston game at fullback. Hey, they got something there. Braxton Jones, why is he playing left tackle? I'm a little pressed about this. He was obviously one of the best performers, but he's just not athletic, being completely honest. I think his athleticism is just down there. Of course, he could be good, but no, he's not that great technically either. Larry Borum at the worst backup. Cody Whitehair, Lucas Patrick, Tevin Jenkins, Riley Reef. It's a little bit of a disaster for this offensive line. Tevin Jenkins is so bad they had to put him at guard. That just tells you something. Alex Leatherwood's that's backup as well. Doug Kramer and Dakota Dozier are both on IR. Dakota Dozier was probably the worst offensive lineman in 2020. Alquan Mohamed, Robert Quinn at the pass rushing position with Andy Boxon, Justin Jones. Demeek Robinson is questionable. Javen White is on IR. Matthew Adams, Roquan Smith, Nicholas Moreau at that linebacker core. Jalen Johnson, Lamar Jackson, Kendall Vildor, Kyler Gordon, cornerbacks. Jaquan Brisker, Eddie Jackson, safety room with Dan Cruikshank and DeAndre Houston Carson, Michael Joseph, and Javon Young. Rounding out that cornerback room on IR. Davis Jones is doubtful as punt returner. Khalil Herbert is a kick returner. Patrick Scales is on a long snapper. Carol Santos, Trenton Gill, kicker and punter. Let's get to the keys of the game. Okay, for the 49ers offense, 40-plus rush attempts, Trey Lance, 60% completion percentage, just be accurate, basically, and get the ball on both Ayuk and Debo. Of course, Jordan Ayuk will get his touches, but of course, Debo Samuel still needs to get his touches. But 40-plus rush attempts would really be, I'd be really happy about that. 49ers defense, give up less than 14 points. They do that, they're going to win. And 6 plus sacks. Because that is actually not unquestionable, because again, Bears offensive line is a mess. Let's get right to the Bears keys of the game, though. Well, they're going to have to have quick passes if you're a Bears fan. That's number one. Number two, run the ball for over 200 yards. You probably wouldn't if you did that, and at least 3 touchdowns on the ground. Because their red zone, I don't think any of these receivers other than Darnold Mooney obviously can get open in the red zone. But yeah, if they get quick passes out and they can run the ball really well, 3 plus touchdowns, who knows? And of course, Velus Jones needs to step up. Even though he's doubtful, I don't care. He needs to step up. Like, really, just do it. Bears defense stack the box, number one, because they're going to run the football down your throats, number one. And number two, because they want you to get tired, and then they're going to try to get the ball on Debo deep. Don't let Debo, no Debo deep, I'll put it that way. Let's get to the next game. Let's go. CBS gets a doubleheader as well. Okay, game one of CBS's week 1 doubleheader is the Pittsburgh Steelers. No more Big Ben. It's the Mitch Trubisky era against Joe Burrow and the defending AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals. 1 o'clock on CBS. We've got Iron Eagle, Charles Davis, Evan Washburn calling the game. You need to know that. You see those announcers, you know it's going to be a big game because those guys called the national game at 1 o'clock when it's a doubleheader. Yep. But yeah, this is a big game, obviously. Let's get right to the starting lineups, though. We don't want to wait for it. For the Steelers, they got Mitch Trubisky, of course, Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph back there as well. Najee Jalen Warren, Benny Snell Jr., Jeremy McNichols is on IR. Deontay Johnson will play with Chase Claypool, George Pickens, Gunnar Olszewski, probably get some snaps as well. Calvin Austin Jr., Anthony Miller, both on the third, and Anthony Miller both on IR. Pratt Fryermuth, Jackson Tree, Connor Hayward at tight end, Derek Waters, your fullback, Dan Moore Jr., Kevin Johnson, Mason Cole, James Daniels, Chumo Okafor at the offensive line. They got Trent Scott, Kendrick Green, J.C. Hausner, and Jesse Davis backing them up. Larry and Joby, T.J. Watt off the edge with Malik Reed and Chris Wormley also there as well. Tyson Alulu, Cameron Hayward up the middle. I'm kind of surprised they are in a, never mind. No, that's actually their defensive line. You got T.J. Edwards and Alex Eisman off the edge with Jameer Jones and Malik Reed. Devin Bush, Miles, Jack, and Robert Spillane up the middle. Kyle Witherspoon, Cameron Sutton, Arthur Mallett, and Levi Wallace in the secondary, but they are banged up with DeMonte Casey, Carlin Platel, and Carl Joseph all in the IR, but they still have Terrell Edmonds and Minka Fitzpatrick, but the depth is a little bit of Trey Norwood. Miles Kilbrew will need to step it up. I've heard of Miles Kilbrew, but I don't think he's been here in a little while. Yeah, he's been in the NFL for a while as backup. Chris Boswell, Presley Harvin, the third. As your kicker and punter, Gunnar Olszewski is the returner. Christian Kuntz is the long snapper. Let's get right to the Bengals projected starting lineup. Joey V. Starr and Brandon Allen, one of the more reliable quarterbacks, backing him up. If you want to call him that, whatever. Joe Mixon, Smash P. Ryan, Chris Evans, Trayvon Williams, all there as well. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Trent Taylor is questionable. Hayden Hurst, Root, Sample there as well. Mitchell Wilcox is questionable. Devin Asiasi's out. Jonah Williams, Cordell Volson, Ted Karras, Alex Kappa, Leo Collins there. Dante Smith, Jackson Carmen, Trey Hill, Max Sharping, and Hakeem Adeniji as backups. Ben Brown, Desmond Noel, Isaiah Prince backing them up. Sam Hyder, Trey Anderson off the edge. Cam Sample, Joseph Asai probably getting some snaps as well. Khalil Kareem is on IR along with, in the secondary, Tyson Anderson and Cam Taylor. Brandon Wilson and Joe Bacci are both out. DJ Reader and BJ Hill, of course, up the middle. Logan Wilson, Jermaine Pratt, Akeem Davis-Gaither, linebacking core. Eli Apple, Chidobe Awuzie, Trey Flowers, Mike Hilton. Cornerbacks, Von Bell, Jesse Bates, the third, and Dax Hill and Michael Thomas all have the safety position. Evan McPherson, Kevin Huber, kicker and punter. Chandler Taylor is Fred Turner, and kicker Turner is Chris Evans. Your long snapper is Clark Harris. Let's get right to the keys of the game. Okay, for this NFL and CBS doubleheader game one, the Steelers offense for the Keys to game at the NFL Series doubleheader game 1. The Steelers offense needs to keep Najee Harris under 20 touches. First game of the season again. You just don't want to wear him out. 5+ Mitch Trubisky runs and really keep that Bengals linebacker core destiny. They can't just go after Najee Harris right away. High percentage completions downfield. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but they were able to get it done in the preseason. I think they will be able to get those high percentage throws. Dan Johnson, Chase Claypool have to combine for over 200 receiving yards. They're able to do that. I think they have a good chance scoring 20+ points. But they're gonna have to do that for sure. Steelers defense, show the country that you're the best defense in the NFL. You got some national TV. Show them 5+ sacks, 2+ forced turnovers, under 20 points. They do all that like they were able to last year in front of the whole country. I'm pretty convinced. Let's get right to the Bengals Keys of the game. Okay, Bengals offense. Avoid long yardage situations by focusing on running the ball with volume. They do that. Don't forget about sacks. 20+ total targets to Jamar Chase, Higgins, Tyler Boyd. That's usually the usual. Prove the offensive line can hold up 3 or less sacks. I think they can do that. Being completely honest with you. Bengals defense. Focus on finesse. The Steelers don't have the firepower to just blow by you. They don't have that like they used to have. So finesse is how they're gonna have to play defense today. 4+ sacks, obviously, with that terrible offensive line. And the corners, Jesse Bates III, corners such Jesse Bates III, need to be aggressive in favorable situations. Yeah, if it's 3rd and long, go ahead, step up, try to make a play on the ball. I get you might be wrong and got some good receivers, but trust me, Mitch Trubisky is going to make all the throws. You gotta trust yourself and make those plays there. Think if they can do that, they can win. Next game. Okay. Raiders and Chargers is one of your 405 games, 49 on TBS. It's kind of a shame it's in the national game, but I think the national games is worth it. But we got Kevin Harlan, Trent Green, and Melanie Collins calling it. So it's a good group. But Stephen A. Smith, he might be a little out of it. He basically read this article. It's by Deadspin. I definitely recommend reading it. But basically. He picked both of the teams to win. I'll put it that way. Yeah. So Raiders and Chargers both gonna win. Let's go. But yeah, let's get right to the starting lineup. Okay, for the Raiders, Derek Carr starting obviously. Jared Stidham's backing him up now. Josh Jacobs, Amir White, Brandon Bolden, Amir Abdullah in the backfield with Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Matt Collins, all receiver. Darren Waller, Foster Moreau at tight end. Jesper Horsted, of course, got that touchdown against the Vikings last year in garbage time. I don't know why I don't know that and why I said that. But yeah, he did that last year. Third tight end. Jacob Johnson is your fullback for the Raiders. Colin Miller, John Simpson, Andre James, Lester Cotton Sr., and Jermaine Alumnor are there as well. Brandon Parker's on IR, so that's a little concerning. Max Crosby, Chandler Jones, Cleveland Farrell, and Tayshaun Bauer off the edge. Jordan Jenkins on the IR. Pretty big deal. Andrew Billings, Billy Nichols, Jonathan Hankins all up the middle. Divine Diablo, Denzel Perryman, and Jan Brown are all the linebacker core. Mike Carter is on IR. Rod Cassine, Nate Hobbs, Anthony Averett, Meek Robertson are all cornerback with Trayvon Moehrig, Jonathan Abram, Jerome Harmon all in that corner safety room. Daniel Carson, AJ Cole, kicker and punter. Hunter Renfrow is your punt returner, and your kick returner is Amir Abdullah with Trent Sieg as your long snapper. Let's get to the Chargers starting lineup. Okay, the Chargers, Justin Herbert starting, Chase Daniels back, team up Austin Eckler, Josh McKelly, Isaiah Spiller, and Sonny Michel back there. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Joshua Palmer, Jalen Knight got in there as well. Gerald Everett, Donald Parham Jr. is doubtful. Xander Horvath is at fullback. Rashawn Slater, Matt Filer, Corey Lindsley, Zion Johnson, Trey Perkins III, all on that offensive line. Andrew Trainer is on IR, same as Isaac Weaver, also on IR. Jerry Tillery, Austin Johnson, Sebastian Joseph, they there. Morgan Flax backing them up, along with Forrest Murrell, who's on IR. Linebacker Damon Lloyd's on IR, and Tavon Campbell at cornerback is also on IR. Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack force coming off the edge. Kyle Van Noy, Chris Rumpf there as well. Kyle Van Noy, Drew Tranquil, Troy Reader, Kenneth Murray Jr., who actually isn't starting. He actually might start because Drew Tranquil is questionable. All those guys are up the middle. J.C. Jackson is doubtful, so Michael Davis, Bryce Callen will have to step up, along with Derwin James, the Sierra safety, J.G. Woods, and Olo Gilman are backing them up. Asante Samuel Jr. at also corner. Dustin Hopkins, J.K. Scott at long snapper and kicker. DeAndre Carter's returner, and the long snapper is Josh Harris. Let's get right to the keys of the game. All right, for the keys to the game for the Raiders and Chargers. Raiders offense, Derek Carr and Devontae Adams needs to come through at the end of the game because I guarantee this game will be close. That needs to come. Who knows? It might not be, though. Josh Jacobs needs to have 20 plus attempts to slow down the game. He's the key to this game because if they're able to run the football effectively and really slow it down so that Chargers offense doesn't have as much time on the field, it's huge because Josh Jacobs, yeah, I know he doesn't have the greatest year last year, but he can be that guy. Use on a run for on third down. Obviously, he's that third down guy. I guarantee they're going to try to stop Devontae Adams. Hunter Renfrow will be open. Take shots to Darren Waller when he has favorable situations. Of course, the Chargers don't exactly have the best linebacker core. For that reason, Darren Waller will get open. For the Raiders defense, though, play too high on 60% of plays. Don't give up those big bombs. And don't let Keenan Allen be the man in the intermediate part of the field. When that happens, it's not good. I'll be honest, it's just not good. Don't let it happen. Let's get to the Chargers offense. Okay, for the Chargers offense, 20-plus touches to Austin Eckler. Of course, he is your main guy. Get him the ball. Justin Herbert needs to take shots downfield to either Mike Williams, Jalen Hurts. Kind of how their offense works at times. I think it will work again. Don't be afraid to dig and dunk downfield, though, because I think it will work out well. Because he did it last year. I think he'll be able to do it again this year. And that's probably how they're going to move the football at points because they won't run a lot of too high shell. Chargers defense, triple Devontae Adams and sit underneath. I know he's that good. Yeah, you got to triple him. You got to sit underneath to limit Hunter Renfrow. He's, of course, that underneath guy. If you limit him there, they might become a little one-dimensional. And the effectiveness of Josh Jacobs. Because they sit underneath those deep shots. I don't know if they have a deep there right now, which is being completely honest, though. Because Josh Jacobs can't be effective if they stack the box. And, of course, Hunter Renfrow won't be effective as well. And, well, limit yards. He'll still make catches, but, like, yards, obviously. And triple Devontae Adams just doesn't make any plays. Let's get to the next game. All right, it's a stinker. I'll put it that way. You got the Giants going into Derrick Henry, South 4-5 on Fox. Kevin Kuluga, Mark Sanchez, Laura Oakman have the call for this one. Being completely honest with you, I fully expect the Titans to blow out the doors off the Giants. I'm being completely honest there. I'd be shocked if it wasn't a blowout. But who knows? It could be like a 10-3 games because the Titans offense might not just score. I'll be completely honest there. Let's get to the projected starting lineups though. Okay, the Giants have Daniel Jones trying out their Tyler Taylor behind him, Saquon Barkley, Matt Breida, Gary Brightwell there as well. Colin Johnson on IR, and Marcus McCaffrey, right guard, is also on IR. Matt Peart's out, and Nick Gates is out as well, so that's a big deal. But Kenny Galladay, Kadarius Toney, and Sterling Shepard there as well. Wando Robinson is your fourth receiver. Darius Slay and James there as well. Daniel Bellinger starting tight end. Chris Meyercheck at fullback. Andrew Thomas, Ben Bredesen, and John Feliciano, Mark Glowinski, Evan Neal, offensive line. Aziz Al-Jawari is outfield, and same thing with Kayvon Thibodeau, who is their starting guy. Ocean Dominos will get a lot of playing time, a lot of playing time. Dexter Lawrence, and of course Leonard Williams there as well. Ellerson Smith's on IR. Darian Bevers is on IR. Darius Williams is on IR. Dane Belton is questionable. Of course, a very versatile safety. Austin Calitro, Tay Crowder, Ocean Zimenez there as well. Micah McFadden, Carter Coughlin behind them. We got Adoree Jackson, Aaron Robinson, Cordell Flott, and Darnay Holmes there as well. Julian Love, Xavier McKinney, round out that secondary. Graham Gano, Jamie Gillen, kicker and punter. Richie James is your punter returner. Kicker returner is Gary Brightwell. Long snapper is Casey Cradle. Let's get right to the Titans roster. Okay, Tennessee, Gracie McMath is on the IR along with Tommy Hudson, who's, of course, the tight end. JaMarco Jones, left guard, is out. Olia Adenhai, who is questionable. Monte Rice is out. Of course, Harold Landry out for season with that torn ACL. Chance Campbell on the IR right now. Linebacker Elijah Molden is on IR. And Lonnie Johnson out. And same thing with Caleb Shudak, who I think is like a bad kicker. Whatever. Ryan Tannehill is your QB. Obviously, Malik Willis is right there behind him. Derrick Henry, the king, is at running back with Dontrell Hilliard and Hassan Haskins there as well. Robert Woods, Traylon Burks, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine there as well. Austin Duber, Geoff Swing as well there. Torrey Carter is a fullback. Taylor Lewan, Aaron Brewer, Ben Jones, Nate Davis, and Nicholas Petitfrere at the offensive line. Dennis Daly, Corey Levin, Dylan Radunz, and Dennis Daly, Corey Levin, and Dylan Radunz on the offensive line. Jeffrey Simmons, Tier Todd, DeMarcus Walker, Deshaun Hands, Daquan Jones, Kevin Strong backing them up. Running back core, you got Danico Autry, but Dupree off the edge along with Rashard Weaver and maybe Darius Tuzeka. David Long Jr., Zach Cunningham, Dylan Cole, backing both those guys up. Roger McCreary, Christian Fulton, Trey Avery, and Caleb Farley in the cornerback room. Amani Hooker and Kevin Byard round out that secondary. Randy Bullock, Ronnie Stonehouse, kicker punter. Kyle Phillips, punt returner. Dontrell Hilliard's kick returner. Logan, long snappers, Morgan Cox. Those are starting lineups. Okay, now for your keys to the game. The Giants need to score 20-plus points. If they don't do that, they probably won't win. The O-line needs to create rush yards and penetration for Daniel Jones to be comfortable. They create rush yards for Saquon. That's huge. I'll create rush yards. Basically, free yards for Saquon. But Daniel Jones needs to feel comfortable. If he's not comfortable, he's not going to do good. Do well. He's not going to play well. Saquon and Tony need to be the main focus of the offense. Those two guys are probably the best players in the offense, so get them, make sure they're focused. Giants defense stack the box and slow down Derrick Henry. They're not going to stop him. They slow him down, and they stack the box, make Ryan Tannehill make plays under pressure. I think they've got a shot to at least keep it a pretty close game. Okay, for the Titans offense, 20-plus touches to Derrick Henry. Have Ryan Tannehill get the ball out quick to Robert Woods and Traylon Burks. Those two guys, of course, very, very good yak receivers, and they can get that done. If it's play action, whatever, get the ball to them quick. And 20-plus touches Derrick Henry because, well, he's Derrick Henry. He's their whole offense. Titans defense, sit on the run and beg Daniel Jones to take shots. He takes shots. They're going to be bad throws. You get two elite safeties, very, very good safeties back there. They'll make plays on the ball. That's what you want. Let's get to the next game. Oh, yeah, it's a national doubleheader game on CBS. All right, Chiefs and Cardinals, NFL on CBS, NFL Kickoff Sunday, doubleheader game 2. We got the Chiefs and Cardinals, 4:25 on CBS. It is the national game. I don't think I need to say anything else. We got Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson on the call as usual. That's basically business as usual. Okay, Mahomes starting, Chad Hennings is back, the Players were there, Jerick McKinnon there, Isaac Pachoa and Ronald Jones there as well. Juju, MVS, and McCall Hardman there as well. Justin Ross is on the IR. That's a little sad, but of course he's hurt. Blake Bell on the IR. Lucas Niang out. That's basically all. Everyone else is out though, because you got Travis Kelce, Michael Byrne is the fullback, but they're really thin because Jerron Christian, Nick Allegretti, and Darian Kennard are the only players. Prince Tega Wanogo is there as well. But yeah, Orlando Brown Jr., Joe Thuney, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, and Andrew Wiley around a very good offensive line. Andrew Wiley starting isn't advantageous, but because Lucas Niang is out. Mike Dana and Frank Clark just dumpster fire, and got George Karlaftis and Carlos Dunlap there as well. I don't think Frank Clark, he might not play. Derek Doty, Chris Jones there as well, up the middle. Willie Gay, Nick Bolin, Leo Chanel, and Elijah Lee there as well. Trent McDuffie, Ladarius Sneed, Rashawn Fenn, Joshua Williams, Deion Bush, Brian Cook backup. We got Justin Reeds and Justin Thornhill running out that secondary. Thornhill, my bad. Harrison Baker, Tommy Townsend, kicker punter. McCall Hardman, punt returner. Kick returner is Isaac Pacheco. And you got James Winchester as your long snapper. Let's get right to the Cardinals projected starting line. Okay, for the Cardinals, Kyler Murray starting, Tristan Swartz backup, Cole McCoy's on IR. Deion Knox PD's 6 games. He's suspended for 6 games. Antonio Wellesley's on IR. Joshua Miles on IR. Cody Ford's on IR. Michael Hayes is on IR. Tate Daly's on IR, and Charles Washington is on IR. But yeah, they got James Washington, Benjamin, Darrell Williams, Jonathan Moore there as well. Marquise Brown, AJ Moore, Rondo Moore's out, so that means Andy Isabella and Greg George probably platoon. Zach Ertz is questionable, so Trey McBride and Max Williams, they're going to be those guys maybe. TJ Humphries is there's a tackle. Obviously, Max Garcia might get some time if Justin Pugh cannot play. Rodney Hudson, Will Hernandez, and Kelvin Beachum there as well. Defensively, J.J. Watters questionable. Rashawn Lawrence, Zach Allen there as well. So that means Michael Dogby or Jonathan Ledbetter might start. Leaky Photo, of course, the backup nose tackle. You got Dennis Gardeck. Xavier Collins, Isaiah Smith, Marcus Golden on the defensive. Basically, yeah, that's what you get. Byron Virginia is questionable. Trayvon Mullins out. Christian Matthew is there as well, along with Marco Wilson, Jalen Thompson, Buda Baker. Yeah, and Antonio Hamilton's out. But yeah, got Matt Prater, Andy Lee, kicker punter, and they got punt returner is Greg Dortch. Kick returner is Benjamin. Aaron Brewer is your long snapper. Yeah, that's basically it. Let's get right to the keys of the game. Okay, for the Chiefs, basically drive down the field with focus on possession. If they play deliberate, get downfield, they're going to score points. And tempo targets to Juju Smith and Juju and Travis Kelce. Those are going to be their main guys. Both very good possession guys. Actually get downfield pretty well too. They need to do that. Patrick Mahomes doesn't need to be the year on third down. Use the backs. The running backs are very good on third down. Use them. Chiefs defense, just don't give them 40 points or be on the field the whole game. They'll win. I'm saying if this Cardinals aren't just are on the field the whole game and they give up 40 points, they don't give up 40 points. I think they've got a really good shot to win. Let's get to the Cardinals. Okay, so Cardinals offense, 150 plus rushing yards. They get that done, good. But that comes out of play action shots, tempo shots, AJ Green and Hollywood Brown. Those two guys get the ball. I think it would be good. Zach Ertz needs to be a factor in the red zone on third down. Red zone efficiency on third down. That's where they struggled all last year. Zach Ertz needs to be that guy. Kyler Murray 50 plus rushing yards. I know that seems like a lot, but he can do it. Cardinals defense, Marcus Golden, J.J. Watt need to come out for 15 plus pressures. They got to get to Mahomes. Xavier Collins needs to, needs to help out Buda Baker. Buda in the run game. Byron Murphy needs, Isaiah and Buda, it was literally them in the run defense last year. Byron Murphy needs to prove that he is the guy by shutting down any receivers on the island. Of course, there's no super duper crazy receiver on the Chiefs other than, of course, Travis Kelce. For that reason, if he's able to shut the guys on, it would just be a whole lot easier for the rest of this defense. Let's get to the big game of the week. Oh, yeah, it's the game of the week. So, America's game of the week in week 1, we got the Green Bay Packers heading into the bank. 4:25 on Fox. We got KB, Greg Olsen, Aaron Andrews, and Traum Rinaldi on the call. I'm just being completely honest. I'm so much more happy that Joe Buck is gone now. I'll be completely honest there. I'm so happy that Kevin Burkhardt finally gets to call America's game of the week. It's awesome. Let's get right to the starting lineups. Okay. Aaron Rodgers is starting. Aaron Rodgers is starting. Jordan Love is his backup. Aaron Jones is still in there. Kyle Hill's out, so it's basically just them. Alan Lazard is doubtful, which means Sammy Watkins, that's just more targets for Sammy Watkins, Randall Cobb, Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, Orius Mitchell, and Malik Chandler are both on IR. Robert Tonyan, Joshua Jaguar, and Mercedes Lewis all at tight end. Dave Bakhtiari is questionable. He probably will play, though. Yash Nijman at left tackle, if he can't play, though. John Runyon, Josh Myers, Royce Newman, Elk Jenkins is again questionable as well. Dean Lowry, Kenny Clark, Jaron Reed on the defensive line, Devontae Wyatt is going to play as well. Preston Smith, Rashawn Gary, Kingsley Alingbor, Inga Fair, I can't even say it, whatever. Jonathan Garvin also there as well, but we got Devontae Campbell, Quay Walker, and Chris Barnes at the middle. Jerry Alexander, Eric Stokes, Rasul Douglas, Shamir Jeans Charles up the middle. Vernon Scott's on IR. Adrian Amos, Darnell Savage also there as well. Mason Crosby, Gabe Brick. I'll put it that way. Gabe Brickick, whatever. On IR. Pat O'Donnell's your punter. Your returners, Amari Rogers and Jack Coco is your long snapper. Let's get right to the Vikings. Very long video, obviously. But yeah, Vikings got Kirk Cousins starting. Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison there as well. Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne there as well. Blake Prohel is out. BC Johnson, Thomas Hennigan, they're both on IR. Kenny Wilkes, whatever you want to say, is on IR. Ryan Conley's out, and Lewis Sean's questionable. But yeah, we got, of course, then we got Irv Smith Jr., Johnny Mutt, blocking that, and CJ Ham. Then we got Christian Darrisaw, Urza Cleveland, Garrett Bowles, Ed Ingram, and Brian O'Neill across the offensive line. Defensively, you got Dalvin Tomlinson, Harrison Phillips, Jonathan Ballard is questionable, so Ross Blacklock probably have to step up. Daniel Hunter, Eric Kendricks, Jordan Hicks, and then we got Zadarius Smith, DJ Watt, Patrick Jones, of course. Other pass rushers there. Then we got Pat P, Cameron Densler Sr., I guess he has a kid now. Shannon Sullivan, Andrew Booth Jr. there as well. Of course, Harrison Smith, Cameron Bynum, and if Lucy Sling can play, that would be really good. Rounding out that secondary, Greg Joseph, Ryan Wright, kicker and punter, and then we got Jalen Rager's punt returner, kicker returner is Keaton Nwangu, and long snapper is Andrew DePula. Let's get right to the keys to the game. Packers offense, run the ball over 4 times for 200 yards. They can prove that they can run the football like really, really well. That really helped Aaron Rodgers out. A receiver needs to step up in crunch time. I don't care who it is. Gotta step up. Robert Tonyan needs to be that #1 receiver. I'm not even kidding. He actually could be that guy. Don't lay an egg like he did last year because, it wouldn't be cool. I want to watch a good game. Packers defense, you're on Justin. I think it's kind of simple there. Jair Alexander is the best man-on-man corner. You could probably the most talented guy. Of course, not versatile whatsoever, though. You can't play the slot, obviously. But Jair on Justin. Double Dalvin Cook out of the backfield, and Preston Smith and Rashawn Gary needed to put pressure on Kirk Cousins. Push Kirk Cousins up in the pocket. If they're able to push him up in the pocket and force him to make throws from up there when he gets absolutely destroyed, that's really good for the defense, to be completely honest there. But Dalvin Cook out of the backfield, it's kind of deadly because he will be have the receiving role, of course, this year. Got to remember that as well. Let's get right to the Vikings. Okay, Vikings offense. Force the Packers to respect the rushing game. Force them to. Like, it's not like, oh, we're going to sit back and make you run it. Nah. Adam Thielen needs to break one deep. I know that sounds a little like Adam Thielen. He doesn't run anything deep. He's got to catch a deep ball. Kirk Cousins needs to convert when the Vikings need it. Like, they're going to win this game. He's got to have a big game, and he's got to have to do when they need it. And if the Vikings defense stops the run and pressure Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, why did they lose last year in the playoff? They couldn't run the football, and Aaron Rodgers got pressure, did that. They're able to do that, maybe they win. Let's get to Sunday Night Football, though. I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. I've been waiting all year for Sunday night. Of course, with Sunday Night Football, 8:20 on NBC Universal, you can stream it on Peacock. You can also get it on the NFL Plus app. What all you need to know is, it's Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth and Melissa Stark. Yeah, that's basically your announcers now. Let's get right to the starting lineups. Okay, Tom Brady is your quarterback. Blaine Gabbert's his backup. Leonard Fournette, Rashad White, Keyshawn Vaughn, Giovanni Bernard in the backfield. Mike Evans is the number one receiver, obviously. Julio Jones might actually get to play a lot and maybe even Scotty Moore, even Jalen Dudden. They had Rashad Perriman because Chris Godwin and Russell Gage are both questionable. Cameron Brake, Kyle Rudolph, of course, tight end. Donovan Smith, Luke Gedeke, Robert Hainsey, Shaq Mason, and Tristan Wirfs across the offensive line. Aaron Stiney out for the season with that torn ACL. Ryan Jensen probably won't be back for a while. He's hurt. Akeem Hicks, Vita Vea, William Golson on the defensive line. Patrick O'Connor, Logan Hall, of course, the guy out of Houston, second round pick, I think. And Raheem Nunez-Roche is also there. Cam Gillard's on the IR. Joe Tryon, Shaquille Barrett, Anthony Nelson, Carl Nassib there as well. Devin White and Levante David up the middle. Jamel Dean, Sean Murphy, Sean Bunting, whatever. Carlton Davis, Zion McCollum is out. So, Antoine Winfield Jr., Mike Edwards, Logan Ryan, Keanu Neal, and D. Delaney. That's their whole secondary, basically. Kicker is, of course, Ryan Sickup. Jake Camarda is your punter. Jalen Dodge, punter returner, and kick returner Rashad White, and long snappers Zach Schreiner. Let's get right to them, boys! Okay, Dallas. Quarterback, Dak Prescott. Running back, Zeke and Tony. Wide receiver, you got CD, Michael Gallup is out, Jalen Tolbert, Noah Brown, James Washington, Ian Bunting, and Tyron Smith are all in the IR. Tyron Smith probably won't be back until late December. Dalton Schultz, Jake Ferguson, both at tight end. Tyler Smith, Connor McGovern, Tyler Biadasz, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele. That's your offensive line. Really boring because they were all bad. I'm joking. Chill up, Cowboys fans. Torrance Thompson, DeMarcus Lawrence, Terrell Basham, Dante Fowler Jr. That's basically your pass rush. Oza Odiingwa, and of course you got but Oza Odiingwa and Quinton Bonoa and Level Gallimore Tristan are up the middle. Devontae Bond, Isaac Taylor Stewart are well on IR. Damone Clark is out because he screwed up something. I forgot what it was. Anthony Barr, LVE, and you got Michael Parsons obviously there at that linebacker position. Jiro Coxey and Luke Gifford are there as well, and even Devin Harper. Anthony Brown and Trayvon Diggs, of course, those corners. Jordan Lewis, Mayshawn Wright. You got Jerron Curse, who is questionable. Lake Hooker there as well. Don Wilson always has been there, too. Brent Maher's your kicker. That's kind of scary, but it is him. Ryan Angers, your punter. Your returner is Cavante Turpin. He's a rookie at TCU. I bet he can return it. Jake McQuaid is your long snapper, too. Let's get right to the Sunday Night Football keys to the game. Okay, Sunday Night Football keys to the game. Bucs offense, run the ball for over 5 yards per carry on 25 plus attempts. Yeah, they're going to need to run the ball to win this game, I think. I don't know if they need to do it super well, but they got to be able to run the ball. But yeah, they have to run the ball. Tom Brady needs to get back to football. 300-plus yards, 3 touchdowns. Just get back. Bucs defense, double CeeDee Lamb. He's their main guy. Just double him. Pressure Dak consistently up the middle. He's not the most mobile guy anymore. Still pretty mobile, but if they're able to get to him up the middle, he's gonna have to roll out. There's Shaquille Barrett and Joe Tryon. Devin White should probably cover the B gaps. I mean, yeah, he probably should. Cutback cutback lead when Zeke runs. I probably should. Yeah, like definitely. And Devin White also should be able to destroy Tony Pollard on the edge. He has that athleticism. Like Tony Pollard should have no reason by breaking a big run because he should better stop it. Okay, for this Cowboys team, finally be able to run the ball effectively against a great team. Yup, they've never been able to run the ball good against a great team. This is your chance. Dak needs to be the main guy in the fourth quarter. It's Dak or nothing if they're going to win this game. Cowboys defense, Trayvon Diggs should not be covering Mike Evans on the line. He's getting burned. Micah Parsons, 1+ sack plus sacks, 2 TFLs, 5+ tackles. That would be really nice. And get consistent pressures on passing downs. Basically, that's what I want from Sunday Night Football. And yeah, that's your keys to the game for Sunday Night Football. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed Sunday Night Football keys to the game. NFL Kickoff Sunday keys to the game. We'll see you in the next one, of course. Great day of football coming for us tomorrow.
Connor out tonight, so it's Jonathan Ward that comes in. Murray pulls it on the replay, and there goes Kyler Murray, bursting free. Kyler Murray, a foot race, first and goal. He goes 57 yards, a lightning strike.
Says he can't remember the last time he didn't feel he was the best athlete on the field. Another zone read, get up into the secondary. Gonna hit the grass right there, but forget it. I'm faster than all these guys. Get a clock on me.